Alright, now I hope to cover several individual filters, but I'm going to use the same image for them. Little gourmet cheese board. So let's go over to the filters. And the ones I'm going to work on here after I don't go through these. The next one is blur. Very self-explanatory. Works on two bars, width and height. You can see what it does to the image itself. You just kind of slide it until you've got it where you want it. As little or as much as you like. To remove these from what you're looking at, kind of the dry run more or less, just hit the minus key right there, and that will take you back to where there are no filters. And on this one, then it'll take away that one. And then you go back in and you can apply the next one. On this one, the blur was the one we were looking at first. Now we'll look at brightness. And again, using the same image, you can really make it very bright where you can overexpose it, or you can take it down and pretty much take it into black and white. But if you want to overexpose something a little bit, sometimes for effect, this is the tool to use it. So that's brightness. Color grading is kind of fun. You got these three wheels to play with. This one on the left, shadows, doesn't really seem to do much. But the midtones and the highlights, if you want to play around with them, can be fairly dramatic. You just click in the area you want to change it, and then it'll change the image for you pretty much instantly. You can also put them together so you can get compound effects, change things around quite a bit. It can certainly give you some strange coloring on what you've got on that plate. So anyway, to reset, you just go back up here, click on that little semicircle, and it'll take them all back to their prearranged values. Okay, color grading, and then we go into contrast, which really is just intensity. And again, if you really want to bring something up, go ahead and increase the contrast on it. Doesn't take much sometimes, but you can decrease it too. So you can take it down where it's less intense. So if you've got an image that's over bright, oftentimes bringing the contrast down will darken it back to a level that's more acceptable. And if you really want to bring something up really high, you can do that. So you have some options there as well. Cropping is another one that is, it would be better if you could just grab the bars, but on this one you have to do it directly. But let's say, for example, that we have something in this image that we don't want to show. Let's say we don't want to show the grapes up here at the top. Well, that's a pretty good way to do this because you can cut the top right off. Now what you have left, if you go down and you want to still equalize this image, if you go down and take a little bit off the right, for example, then it kind of resizes the image. It does bring it down to a smaller size, but it gives you a screen full. So you can kind of play with that a little bit too. And you can see where you can bring it in from the bottom or the top, cut off whatever you want. And if you want to go back to the way it was, just take everything off and you're done. Next, we'll get into fading in and fading out.